this many times, Dr. Keenum is an outstanding public speaker. He's a powerful speaker, and what amazes me the most, and you know that all great speakers do not need the visual aid, they don't need notes, and really I think that's indicative of what a great speaker he is. All right. I want to thank Jared Benko, and I want to thank Bo Hemphill, who went through this process along with me. Those guys are our second lieutenants, and they're the guys who really helped us go through this process. I want to thank them, and I want to thank Dr. Keenum, who's been involved in this process every step of the way. I say this all the time, and I mean this, to work for Dr. Keenum and what Dr. Keenum does for this university on a daily basis is extraordinary. I feel so privileged to work for him. I want to thank, bear with me here, I want to thank Scott Strickland. I want to thank Greg Byrne. I want to thank Mitch Barnhart. Here's why. They let me stand in the back of the room. They let me be a part of coaching searches for a while now. So even as an old baseball coach, I got to sit back, listen, take notes, and be a part of these coaching searches because it's different, especially at this high level of intercollegiate athletics. I want to thank those guys. I want to thank you. I want to thank our fans. Here's why. 9 years ago, when we were looking for a football coach, it was a little bit different of an approach because our job wasn't as in demand as it is right now. The minute Coach Mullen decided to leave Mississippi State, the outpouring of interest in Mississippi State football was remarkable, and here's why. It's because of you. It's because we have the most electric environment in all of college football. It's because you have created an atmosphere, along with our student athletes, have created this brand of Mississippi State football that is now a national brand. So thank you for helping us to create that. As Dr. Keenum mentioned, how did this begin? How did the search begin? It began many months ago. Here's why. 2 reasons. Number one, I felt like at any point in time, we had the possibility of Coach Mullen doing something different. I also felt like as an athletic director or in any position of leadership, you have to be ready for what's next. So Dr. Keenum is absolutely right. We did a ton of research. We got out there and in a very quiet way tried to start getting as much information as we could about this industry, about the coaches who are going to be available, about the future of our program. We talked to industry experts all over this country. We talked to NFL people. We talked to NFL head coaches. We talked to GMs. We talked to scouts. We talked to industry experts at ESPN. We talked to folks who have blogs. We talked to guys all over the country who have a feel for college football. I can guarantee you over the last 60 days, I've probably talked to 120 different people about this position and about what we should be looking for and the availability of the best talent in the country. In those conversations, it is amazing how often the name Joe Moorhead kept coming over and over and over again. And I want to tell you what we were looking for. We're looking for a positive leader of men. And everyone we talked to kept saying what an incredible, positive figure this man has been, and the young men from all over the country. As the word got out that Joe was going to become our head coach, he was getting texts from former players, parents all over the country expressing love for him. His phone was exploding. And I can totally believe that. I can see what those young men and what he meant to those young men. We were looking for a brilliant football mind. So I remember having a conversation with James Franklin at Penn State University. And I said, I know this guy can call plays. I know this guy has an incredible grasp for offensive football, maybe more so than anybody in college football. But I need to ask you this. How about defensive football? And I'll never forget for the rest of my life what Coach Franklin said. He said, John, this guy is a ball coach. He said, this guy can coach any position on the field. We could put him on the defensive side of the football at Penn State. We wouldn't miss a beat. powerful stuff. We're looking for a dynamic play caller. We believe at Mississippi State this is something of great importance, and Joe made it clear to us that he wanted to call plays wherever he was. We're looking for somebody who had head coaching experience. Having talked to the athletic director of Fordham University, he made a statement to me that was really powerful. He said, when Joe was our head coach at Fordham, he said he'd been doing it for 25 years. He had never met a better person or a better coach anywhere than Joe Moorhead. Again, pretty powerful stuff. We're looking for somebody who recruited at the highest level. There's no question that Joe Moorhead fit that bill. We're looking for somebody who had a blue-collar type of personality, but an intellectual personality at the same time. Joe fits both of those bills. We were looking for somebody who had to overcome adversity at some point in their life, because wherever you find somebody incredibly successful, you find that they had some type of adversity they had to overcome. And I know Joe will tell you a little bit about his past and his history. We're looking for somebody who's unselfish and has a servant heart. Through our discussions with Joe, he kept talking about this over and over again. He needs selfless people. He needs to surround himself with selfless players, selfless coaches, and selfless administrators as well. I truly believe that about him. And I want to tell you this, as we went through the process of Joe's contract with him, it's probably the least amount of time we spent on any subject. Because Joe said, hey, what you're offering me is great. Here's what's important to me. I want to take care of our staff, and I want to make sure we have the best football staff in America. That's what's important to me. I said, Joe, you're so intelligent. You're so smart. In some ways, he kind of has a professorial nature to him. And I said, Joe, do you have an edge to you? And he said, oh my goodness, John, do I have an edge? I want to tell you this. I just attended his first meeting with our players. It's the best first meeting of a team I've ever been around in 25 years of intercollegiate athletics. And I think every football player in that room would back me up on that. We're looking for somebody who has an appreciation for what has happened here over the last 8 years. I think we all have an appreciation for the fact that Mississippi State is better now than we were 9 years ago, and there's no question about that. And Joe has a deep appreciation for that. But make no mistake about it, Joe Moorhead is not here at Mississippi State to maintain. He's here to make us better. He made that clear to the 120 people. We were looking for somebody with energy, with passion, and somebody with a great plan. There's no question Joe has an incredible plan. You can feel the passion in his voice. Joe has been in this game for 20 years. The last 4 institutions he's been a part of have all won conference championships. In fact, in his first year at Penn State, he was part of Penn State winning their first outright Big Ten championship in 25 years. This past August of 2017, Sports Illustrated and Yahoo.com named him as the #1 rising assistant in all of college football. In just 2 seasons, he has transformed Penn State's offense into the very elite in all of college football. The year before he got to Penn State was ranked 100 in the country in total offense. Just 10 months later, they're ranked 21 in the country in total offense. He helped develop Heisman Trophy candidate Saquon Barkley. He helped develop National Quarterback of the Year candidate Trace McSorley. He took over a Fordham program that was 1-10, and in the next 5 years, went 38-13, including 3 straight FCS playoff appearances. But out of all the things, and I can speak about this forever and ever and ever, but out of all the things that are important to Joe, he feels that his greatest accomplishment, the love of his existence, is his family. And we want to welcome his wife Jen and his children Kira, Mason, and Donovan to the Mississippi State Conference. The greatest thing about my speech to you today is this: it's over. And I want to introduce you to the 33rd football coach of Mississippi State University, Mr. Joe Moorhead.